In recent times, I've been getting many people reaching out to me around the question of visas in order to bring their Filipina to their country, either for a visit or to live. So clearly, many of us are starting to see the possibility of countries reopening and flights resuming. And people are looking again to their future with their Filipina, which is great to see. Now, one must know that the rules will change depending on which country you're in, as will the type of visas and what they offer. So I will say at the outset that I'm not a registered migration agent, and I'm just a man who's been through the processes to bring his wife to his country, and has read up on much information and spoken to many people worldwide in regards to visas. I am certainly no expert on this matter, and I always suggest that you speak with and get up-to-date advice from a registered migration agent. For those interested, I have affiliate links for those in the US and Australia where you can get a free consultation. You can find them in the pinned comment and description below. Just quickly, if you're in the USA and have a Filipina fiancé in the Philippines, then why not consider using the expertise of my friends at Filipino Visa to bring your Filipina to be with you in the US via a K1 visa. Using an experienced and professional migration service can certainly make all the difference. To book your free 15-minute no obligation consultation, be sure to check out my affiliate link in the pinned comment and description. The common theme that I get from many guys from different countries is that they get rather confused by the visas and how to go about filing a visa. In particular, whether or not they should pay the money to have a migration agent to oversee and process the visa for you. Now right here, this is rather difficult to answer, as there's no blanket answer for this. If you're a guy like I was back in 2013, who has no idea at all on visas and completing the paperwork and providing the relevant documents, then yes, perhaps getting an experienced migration agent to help you would be the way to go. But of course, with doing so comes extra expense with the agent's fees, which for some people may be very well worthwhile. Now, one must know that even though you may think it's all very easy to follow the instructions step by step, it only takes a small mistake to have your visitor visa, partner visa, or K1 visa rejected. And I know of some cases in Australia, if your visitor visa has been rejected, you may not be able to reapply for 3 years, and certainly no one wants this problem. But this aside, for many, having the support and guidance of an experienced registered migration agent can give you great peace of mind, because you have unlimited access to all the good advice, and they won't lodge the application unless they're sure it meets every criteria set by the government. In the end, if you do attempt such a visa yourself and it gets rejected, it can be a tough and worrying time trying now to get an agent to fix the problem for you, which of course there are no guarantees. I remember back to when I was completing my wife's partner visa here in Australia. I did look at using an agent, but the fees were several thousands of dollars, which at the time I just didn't have. So in a sense, I was forced to make the application myself, which luckily for me, I did successfully. But at times, the frustration was immense, and I was really uncertain all the way through the process. What I did was to go slow and take my time by reading and rereading every step of the way. I made sure that all my answers were complete, and I addressed each and every question that they asked and gave all the documentation that was required. Would I want to go through all that again? Honestly, no way. If I had the money, I would certainly use a registered migration agent such as Filipino Visa for those in the USA and Visa Immigration for those in Australia. Again, my affiliate links are in the pinned comment and description to get your free consultation. I will say with the visitor visa here in Australia, which is a more simple visa in many ways, I did use a migration agent because that was my very first look into visas, and as I say, I'd heard that if you get it wrong, you may be excluded from reapplying for up to 3 years. So for a few $100 extra, I did choose to use an agent, and I think looking back at it, I was lucky that I did. Because my wife's visitor visa was approved in less than a month, and on the visa, it allowed us to apply for a longer stay if we wished. I do feel this was because we had a good agent processing the visa for us. And I think that if I'd lodged it myself, then we wouldn't have had that option on the visa, and my wife would have gone back to the Philippines after 3 months, where I would then need to have made repeated trips back and forth for a while. But instead, we applied for the extension and were granted an additional 9 months, which during this time we got married and of course then applied for our Australian partner visa. This visa took close on 12 months to get approved, and I do believe that the K1 visa in the US are a similar time frame. But she was allowed to stay in Australia until the decision was made. So all up, my wife came to Australia on a tourist or visitor visa as it's now known for 3 months and was never required to return home. And 8 years down the track, she's now an Aussie citizen. So I certainly believe that using an agent for the visitor visa made a big difference for us. Now I know things are rather different in the US and most likely even different again in many other countries. I hear getting a tourist visa for a Filipina to the US can be rather tricky, so many rather go through the K1 visa option. The same applies here to what I spoke about earlier with the Aussie partner visa, and that is if you have the money and you're not overly confident in getting the application 100% right, then a good agent may be a good option for you. But bear in mind whether you're in the US or Australia, you do need to have met her in the Philippines first in order to apply for either the K1 or partner visa, and there are several other conditions that you will need to pass in order to be eligible. Again, getting your free consultation will allow you to know if you and your Filipina are eligible to apply, and if so, what visa would be best in your situation. So whichever way you decide to go, I wish you all the best in your future with your beautiful Filipina. And if you're looking for more information and tips around creating an awesome life with a Filipina, then be sure to check out the comprehensive playlist on screen now. And be very sure to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.